Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking trap addict. Bye up, bye up, bye. In a minuto start in direct fashion, man. We're going to get into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support. We're definitely going up, man. And it's very much so appreciated. Now, right? What you know about Prisneyland? Charlie Holmes, not the glass slippers and not the fucking mice in the teacup. We're talking about Prisneyland. Okay? Something that came across my plate, man. Someone asked me to do a video about this, and I'm going to touch on it. I'm going to give you my perspective, my observation on what the fuck are they got going on here in the California Department of Corrections. Prisneyland, where was this at when I was doing time? That's what I ask, right? Sasuke, I like merry-go-rounds and fucking, you know, the zipper. So where was that at? Nah, trip out. You know when you go to prison, what you have coming. And that's a whole lot of nothing, right? You're lucky if you got money on your books to buy commissary. You don't got a lot coming. But what they have going on now is something totally different. They're trying to revolutionize prison. They're trying to change it. And, you know, there's some good points and there's some bad points. If you put it on the scale, it's doing this. It's going both ways because I could understand society trying to change the mentality of a prisoner and make them a more productive member so that when they come out, they can get straight into the workforce. They could get, you know, educate them, teach them a trade. This has been going on in prisons for a lot of years, but I think the politics of prison, the gangs, and everything that else that goes on besides what they got going on has changed the views of society on prison. Now, when it comes to prison reform, I'm a big advocate for that. I believe, man, the way to change recidivism and having people go back is to educate them. If you educate a person into the do's and don'ts, the wills, the won'ts, and all that, then more than likely, man, if they're able to soak that education and realize that there's better options out there for them, then they won't go back to prison. So now they got a thing they're calling Prisneyland, right? Or that's basically the label that the convicts have put on it. You know, Mickey Mousers y todo, as you see by the thumbnail. You know, Valley State Prison. Okay, Valley State Prison for women in Chowchilla is an old school, notorious, known prison, man. A lot of women that have done crime in the state of California have went through that system. They've been to that prison. My tia used to be in and out of Chowchilla. We didn't call it Valley State Prison. We just called it Chowchilla, right? And there's a lot of women that have went inside them revolving doors in and out. And their politics and the way that they play their games on those prisons, in that prison in particular, is very different than what men do, right? Men are more gang related, more racial, more prison politics, whereas women, it's all about, wait up, make sure she's not looking, pussy, right? And that's it. You know, they're into the relationship thing and they're fighting over who they're going to sleep next to that night. So it's a different makeup, different DNA. But somewhere along the line, California Department of Corrections decided to ship out the women, place them in a new facility, and introduce men into that facility. Okay, so this prison that was designed for women now houses men. And of course, immediately they turned it and flipped it into an SNY facility, you know, with guys that are lower custody, guys that are getting out, or gentlemen that fucking have a sensitive need, right? Protective custody, basically. That's another word for sensitive need. Facts. So, they've been doing that for a while now. But what they got going on now is they're trying to redesign this prison, and they're making this the very first prison. I'm sure it's going to leak off into Mule Creek and leak off into these other facilities. But this is the first one, and they're basing this prison off what they've learned from a prison in Sweden, the Netherlands, that area, right? Where the recidivism is down to just 20%, meaning guys are not going in and out. People are going there, they're learning, they're getting out, they're becoming productive members of society. That's fucking what's going on. Okay? Do I think it's a good thing to switch up this prison? And we're talking about people having their own keys like CMC East back in the days. We're talking about people, this facility is more spread out. You're getting more one-on-one with counselors. You're getting more attention paid to you. There's more trades. They're doing a lot of what we should have been doing for prisoners all along. A lot of shit I would have liked to participate in, right? I think when you expand somebody's mind and when you help them to see that there's a bigger world than just their body or hood, you know, just Oakland or LA or San Jose or Merced or Modesto or fucking Fresno. When you show them that there's a lot more out there, there's a bigger world, then they want to explore that world, but they don't want to do it as a criminal. You know, you got to help people to be productive. You got to help them to gain the knowledge they can't necessarily get in college, or even the knowledge that they can, you know, make things more available for them. And that's what they're doing at this prison. You know, there's no prison like this in the United States at all. Not quite yet. You know, I'm sure every different state has their programs where they try to facilitate some type of education and help for inmates to help them when they get out. But most of the prisons in California ain't never been like that. They're kind of just fucking cages, man. You're locked up, you do your time, whatever happens, that's on you. And if you get out and you get right back to the program with your homeboys, well, that's pretty much on you. Hey, it's a big business here. The doors are always open. Welcome to Hotel California. You know what I mean? You could come in, but you can never escape. And that's the truth, man. That when people talk about having a tail in prison, probation, parole, all that, you're still incarcerated. There's just no gates or walls around you. You still have to answer to someone. You still have to check in. They still could come to your pad anytime, handcuff you, snatch you up, violate you for wearing a simple color or for being around the wrong person. You know, you're not truly out of prison until you're out of prison. You notice a lot of these rappers like Chito Ranas and, of course, like Crip Mac, and a lot of these guys, they come out, you know, they get back into the rap game or back into the comedy or whatever the fuck they're doing, and one little thing can get them violated or catch them a new charge. Because it's all eyes on me like a Tupac song. And best believe your parole officer is watching every YouTube video you're putting out. So when you're putting out things holding pistols, or you're around people holding pistols, if you had easy accessibility to that pistol, guess what? You're busted. You're violated. And guess what? We're also going to stack on a new charge for an ex-con in possession. But it wasn't on my waist. It doesn't have to be in your waist, man. It was somewhere close where you can taste. And that's all that matters. See, there's things, rules and regulations that you must follow when you get out of prison. And one of them is you got to hurry up and get a job. Take your ass up off the streets. You got to hurry up, man, and get away from the same type of individuals and people that you were frequenting, basically hanging out with. You can't hang out with known gang members or anyone who's playing that role. And of course, one of the main things that you cannot do is be in possession of any felonious type of weaponry, right? That includes ammunition, bows and arrows, motherfucking slingshots, or even those guns that you get with the little red thing. Remember back in the days? Can't have those either. You just can't. Those that, you know, want to go by the street code and say, I'd rather have it than be without it, then you know exactly what you're going to have. A violation and another charge. You know, and there's so many people that are sitting there in the county jails or in the prisons and the receptions right now like, fuck, it wasn't even my strap. For all this for a little 25? Yes, sir. Yes, indeedy. I wrote graffiti on the bus. It doesn't matter if it's a 380, a throwaway, or a Tech 9 that jams all the time, or an AK that doesn't know how to spray. You're definitely going to do some time over it. But they're going to send you to Prisneyland now, right? Now this prison has all the creature comforts that anybody would want in a prison. You get proper education. You get one-on-one time. You get a key to your fucking cell. No, you can't search my cell. Right? You got the cops fumbling with master keys. Meanwhile, you're just fucking hooping everything like Wes, right? You're just doing it. Let me tell you how it's going to go down in this prison. And I've seen the model on the inside of what this prison looks like from a distance. And I can tell you right now, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. Thick mattresses, nice pillows that ain't going when you try to fucking, you know what I mean? It's just different. When you give these guys creature comforts like this, two things are going to happen. Either someone is going to utilize that to get right. Can't get right? Oh no, they're going to get right, right? They're going to say, you know what? I'm going to take the time to explore my options and to be myself. You know? And they're able to get a trade, maybe learn something they like. You know, because a job is a great job if you love your job. If you don't, then it's a J-O-B. And you won't like it, right? Straight up. But they're helping people. Now, I think it's a good thing. But let me tell you the type of individuals they're going to send there first. Lower levels. 1 yards, 2 yards, individuals that are in there for stealing fucking cars and vandalizing places. These are the guys that are going to be sent there first. You know, guys with weird cases. You know, guys that are short to the gate. These are the mix and match of individuals they're going to put on these yards because these are the people that they truly want to help. The hardcore gang member, criminal, level 4, hoop a motherfucking piece, go out there and politic on the next man, they're not going to get no action. You're going to have to earn your way into this facility. You're going to have to drop points. You're going to have to do a lot until they decide that this is the new wave, the new era of thinking that Prisneyland is what it is, and they make every facility that way. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to go there, and so they might strive to get their points dropped. They might drop out of the gang or back on up because they want to go over there because they're hearing that they're feeding you better and giving you ice cream on Sundays. But here's the big kicker. There's going to be a lot of guys that never see these yards, and I'm going to tell you why. Because politics are politics, and when you go to the California prison system, you have to understand truly, depending upon who you have dedicated and what cause you're dedicated to yourself, you're not going to get action at these facilities. First of all, the criterion to, I'm sure, get into these facilities has to be very slim. You have to have A1 from day one, A1A status, meaning no A2Bs. You can't have certain crimes on your jacket. You can't have too many institutional 115s, right? You got to have a straight-laced case, man. You got to be able to go to this facility and function and program. They're going to want programmers there. And also, when it comes to the politics, we have to speak on a little bit of politics here. When it comes to the politics of the situation, active gang members by their own people are not going to be allowed to frequent these places. Hell no. When I was an active norteño, there was a lot of prisons we could not go to. I used to be like, why? It's the same fucking air, the same types of fences, same walls. What makes this prison no good for our gente? And sometimes it was no good because, hey, there was too many Southerners there, man, and that's their facility, and we're not welcome there. So instead of us going and establishing, like I thought we should, there was people that were saying, nope, it's not a good facility to go to. You can't go to Pleasant Valley. They flipped it. It's a 50-50 yard now. That means there's degenerates there. So why not? Why not go there, beat them up, and come back up? There was just a lot of reasons, and I was nobody to ask these questions, but I understood enough to understand when a vato says it's no good, then it's fucking no good. You know how many times active norteños and Southsiders have get placed in the wrong prison and have had 72 hours to take flight, have had to go to those yards, get jumped on, get beat on by non-actives, or had to fucking hit somebody, whack somebody, all because you pulled up at Jamestown, right? There's been so many things that happen. I've been to Jamestown twice. One time I went there, I wiggled in reception, got mines, right? Got on. The next time I went there and camped out like a camper, right? Because I decided that was the place to be. I've had so many homeboys that got out to the streets that have gotten beat up on, DP, jumped on because they programmed at a facility they were not supposed to. They still did their time. They still were in prison. They still were going through struggle, strife, and hardship. But homie, you ate a top ramen at a facility that was considered no good by the homies. And that's that. So it doesn't matter about the time you do. But you don't understand. I was in there putting in work. With who? Right? There's always going to be questions. So I best believe Prisneyland is not going to be for everybody. Not only will the administration shut the gang membership down, they're not going to let active gang members, validated gang members go there. It's not going to happen, right? At least not initially, not from the gate. You know, they're trying to present something to society to make people give up more money. Look, we're offering services for these guys. We're trying to change them so that they're better people when they get out and que la chingada and all that good shit, right? So give us more money. Money. We're talking about making money, right? That's what they're talking about. Oh boy, right? That's what they're talking about. But they ain't going to be able to do that if you ship some gang members there. Because guess what's going to happen? Motherfucking shit's going to get to rocking. You know, vatos are going to be trying to take it. Give me your keys, bitch, right? Let me go up in the cell and see what type of sopas you have in here. Uy, pobrecilla, I'm going to take your sopitas and shove them up your ass faster than a rabbit gets fucked. There's going to be a lot of individuals, man, that are going to play politics and play them games. These facilities are not going to be for everyone. Don't fall for the illusion of Prisneyland. Albeit it's something different, it's intriguing. It's intriguing, and I myself and several other people, I know there's dudes right now that are active, they're watching this shit like, what, serio? They're doing that? I didn't even hear about that shit. Look, this place, this looks more like a fucking hotel than it does a prison. Okay? So many different creature comforts. And as human beings, as people, we all want a little lavish D in our life. Meaning we all want to be a little lavish. We all want to live righteously. We just want to do our time and get on out, man, back to our families and our loved ones. Don't we all? Right? But that's not prison. See, prison is hardship and struggle. I think more people learn from the bullshit than they do the cow shit. Straight up. And I'm going to tell you why. fairy dust, make believe. When you have it too good in prison, you're not going to learn to do better. You're going to commit more crime because, hey, it ain't shit. You know, it's easy, but what are they? I'm going to go in there, hey, it's fucking canteen 4 times a week. Fuck this shit, Holmes. They got me twisted, right? Or if you have to get to a yard where it's nothing but razor wire, pedazos, and removals, you're like, oh, hell no, I ain't trying to go back to prison. No, I'm going to change, eh? You know what I mean? Fuck that. Guess what? I'm going to enroll in community college. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna fuck with fat girls no more because shit, they're drama, right? I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna give me the nearest white girl, skinny one that I can find that ain't on meth. And that's the fucking route people are going. A lot of people are gonna change. You know, some people learn the hard way. They need a lesson in their life. And I suppose some people will learn the good way. You know, will these prisons take fire? Are they gonna make more? I believe these facilities are a facade. These Prisneylands, or this first Prisneyland, right? Because I believe, albeit it has good intentions and who wouldn't want to go there, it's going to cause bullshit behind walls in level 4s and level 3s to individuals that, you know, decide that they want to fall out, drop out, fall back, you know, because they want to get to this place because it's cold. There's going to be one guy sitting in a cell like, fuck that, eh? My whole thing is I'm trying to get there, bro. Key to myself. We're talking about guys that have done a long time. You know, they want any type of freedom that they can get. Fuck that, bro. They got tablets. You know what I mean? We got tablets here, there, but they're not the kind of tablets they got. They got that good shit, right? They got that fucking eye shit. People are going to try to get over there, and then they're going to be told at ICC and committee when they're sitting in the hole after they dropped out, you're not eligible. No, you don't have an R on your jacket. You can't go there. What, Sergio? Well, fucking put a fucking little white dude in my cell and I'll handle business right now. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to try to make that effort. This reminds me of Ventura when I was in the youth authority. So they had Ventura, and it was in Camarillo, right? It was a facility, a youth authority that was for women, girls, right? But it was co-ed. So they did have a side where they had men there. They had boys, right? We were young. Everybody wanted to go there. Didn't matter if it was Norteño, Sureño. It was down south. It didn't matter, man. Because you could not get into that facility unless they fucking fucked up and dropped you off there on accident, right? They thought you were a hyena because you fucking, the G wasn't in you, or you had hyena tendencies, or you just got lucky enough to go there, right? Because you were considered a programmer. People on my block, we didn't even smell Camarillo, right? We didn't even know what Ventura was. I mean, there was a lot of people that didn't. Everybody wanted to go there, though. I mean, who wouldn't want to go where there was a bunch of fucking chicanas running around with long hair and fucking makeup out to here, sucking on navigators. Fuck, eh? Sasuke? You know what I mean? Let's go, eh? Right? Norteños, mount up. We're going down south. Everybody wanted to go there. None of us got action. If someone says, hey, I was in Ventura, homie, okay. You know what I mean? We're going to go ahead and need to see your PW right off the top because you ain't done shit. Because you fuck up there one time, if you breathe the wrong way, they're kicking your ass out to YTS so quick, you're going to be over there fucking getting whacked on the next one smoking because as soon as you pull up and Vatos ask you, where you come from? Ventura. What? You got a pussy? Right? They're going to be tripping. It just never happened. That was considered Prisneyland for us. And a lot of us never got to see it. And I believe the same thing is going to happen in these California prisons. A lot of people are not going to get to see this. It's just a facade. It's going to be a lower level facility for guys with lower level crimes. Do I believe it's a good thing to help? I believe we're headed in the right direction as a society by trying to implement new programs to help these guys from coming back to incarceration, right? But I believe you have to start from the top, then go to the bottom. These level 1 and 2 facilities aren't pura anyways. They're not 10-5 a key. They're all weak link anyways. They're all chain link fence. Go to these walls and these facilities that really need the help and implement more vocations and programs there rather than just PIA, you know, prison industries to make Bob Barker more money. Let's try to help out these people that really need it. Let's try to change the ways. The people that need the help the most are the ones that need the help the most. That's just me. Anyways, with that being said, look into it, man. Prisneyland, the new wave of the future. They're trying to model a prison after Sweden. They've already implemented this in Valley State Prison. I seen a video. The guys that were walking around looked happy. I seen a lot of brothers and a lot of whites in there. Didn't see too many Mexicans because, you know, the Mexicans can't either stay there or either ain't going to get action there. And hey, I'm not being racial. I'm just calling it like I sees it, you know. There's going to be a lot of gang members that are not ever able to see these facilities because it's not a hey, you can't program, eh? Sasuke, what the fuck you mean, Holmes? You want to go to Prisneyland, eh? If I ain't going, you ain't going. Misery loves company, puto. So toma. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. Look into it. Do your homework. Because you never know when you're going to have a family member that gets incarcerated, man, and maybe that might be an option for them. It's a good thing to educate your mind, but just because you're on a fucking prison yard where they're shoving it down your throat, doesn't mean you need that, you know? But then again, you don't want to be on a level 4 yard where some black dude's trying to shove it down your throat. Because then you're in trouble, brother. Can I have some of that cornbread? Just watch my videos. I'll tell you, man, they get off, right? Everybody. And it's not just not the brothers, man. Man, there was this one white dude. He would go differently. I about to walk with this shit just like a lasso. He was trying to reel him something in. Usually it was his own people. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming in. Let me know what you think about Prisneyland. Leave a comment. Is that someplace you'd want to go? I don't know if they have a merry-go-round or a Ferris wheel. And if they do, I'm sure there's this big-ass convict like, oh, you ain't got no one to get on there with you? I'll get on there with you. And then you're on your own. Oh, no, this ain't Splash Mountain, but it could be if you get sold up with the wrong cat. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people, man. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all the support I'm getting. Let's tap in, man. Let's turn up. The gun. Bang, bang.